Good evening, everyone. Welcome to day 2 of this Excel series, Excel from beginners to advanced. Last week, we looked at introduction to Excel, what is Excel, application in business, data analysis, reporting, and all of that. So today, the day 2, we'll be looking at Excel. Okay, let me open. Okay, today we'll be looking at cell formatting, fonts, borders, number format, AutoFill, Flash Fill, sorting and filtering basics. We'll also be looking at basic arithmetic operations in Excel. We'll also have exercise to do after the class. All right. So I return back. The concept, formatting improves readability in Excel or generally, be it any Microsoft Office application or yes. So formatting improves what? Readability. It makes our work look neat. Features, we have the font formatting, the color formatting, borders, number format, alignment. Yes. So we'll be looking at all of that today. With us here, we have the data we entered last week. Sorry, on Thursday. So how do we format? Let's start with basic formatting of the fonts. If you look up here, you see that the font size is font 11. And the font, which is the font type, is Calibri. How do we change this? It's something that we all know from our basic understanding of MS Word and of course Excel today. So how do we format this? Let me just format this cell, the student. All right. So I'll change this to Times New Roman or Algerian or area black. Let me go with Times New Roman. I'll search for it here. I'll just scroll down until I get to Times New Roman, which might take my time. So to avoid that, what do? I just type it here, Times New Roman, and I have it there. I enter. So this has changed. If you look here, you see that the font of this is different from this very one here, right? What if I want to also increase the font size of this? If you check, the current font size is 11. I can do that by clicking on the drop-down arrow. Do not forget what I told us the other day, that the drop-down arrow means we have more things that are supposed to be displayed here, but because of space constraints, we cannot display all the font sizes here. So for us to see the remaining font sizes that we can also make use of, what do? We click on the drop-down arrow to see others, right? I click on it to expand. I have font 22, font 14. So let me leave it at 14 for the sake of this practice. I click on 14. All right. So I formatted this. If you check, it was like this before, students, right? The space is not enough. If I want to expand this very column, what do? I stand on the grid line here, just on the column heading between A and column B. I click on the grid line and drag it, right? If I don't want to do that, I can just double click on it, 1, 2. Okay, that won't work. I click and drag it, right? So I have this. So I can also change the font color, which is this. Let me change this to red, right? This is red here. I can also change the background color, right? I change the background color, let's say blue or something like this, right? I've done this, okay? What else can I do? If I expand this further, we have other formats that I can apply here. But let me stop here for now. So if I want to apply the same format or formattings to the rest of the cells here, what do? In order not to waste my time going back, changing the font type, the font size, the color, the background color, and all of that. Of course, let me bold it. It's bolded already, right? I can italize, I can underline. I will use what is called Format Painter. I use the Format Painter to copy this format and apply it to the rest of the cells. So I've been able to achieve that. Please, if you have any question, feel free to ask me. Pause me at any time to ask your question. All right. Okay. So let me expand it. All right. That's cool. I highlighted everything from the heading, then drag one to expand all of them simultaneously. So I have this now. Okay. I can reduce the row. If I think the row is too wide, I click on this grid line and drag it up to reduce the row. All right, so what else can we do here? Alignment. If you check here, it is center alignment. I can align it to the left, which is this. You can see it already. Center, right alignment, and all of that. So I choose the left alignment for now. All right, so let's say I have math score or something. Let me just write math score. Okay, score like this. You see, I cannot see the math, right? And I cannot see the score. It means the space is not enough. What do? I can just drag it over like this. But this would make the column so wide. And I don't want my column to be this wide. What can I do? I undo. This is what I have. So I can use what is called wrap text here. We have wrap text to wrap text it so that everything will remain there. I wrap text it, you see? Okay, before I wrap text, let me try to expand this, right? You can see math score. It's here. Okay? Math score is here. And that's that. Okay. This is how it is. Without wrap testing this is what you have, right? So even if I expand this column or the row down, the score will still not show under here. Why? I have not wrap tested this very cell. For me to achieve that, if I want the score to come down and the maths of what do? I click on wrap test. I click on wrap test. You can see the maths and the score are on the same word cell and everything is showing. So I can drag up. So I have this. So that's what you can do. That's how you can use wrap test. And this is orientation. I can change how I want this to display. I can change the orientation, the angle. You see, we can have this. I span the row so everything can enter there. All right, we have other orientation we can use. Anyone you feel like using, please use it. But I'll go with this for now. So let me undo until we get back to where we were. I don't need the score. It's useless to me. Okay, so we have this. Let me do one thing and you see it. I want to print this work. You see, the lines are not showing. The grid lines you saw there. What it means is that the grid lines are just ceremonial there. So when we print Excel content, the grid lines will not show. If I want the grid line to show, it means I want to put it in a tabular form. What do? I need to set borders around it. So we have what is called border here. I set the border. I highlight everything. Then go to borders and I choose all borders, right? We have border here. If I print it, you now see the table here, right? That's because I set borders around it, all borders. Okay. If I go to view, you'll see that these lines are actually ceremonial. I can actually remove them and we'll keep working with our cells, ranges, and anything we want to do. Okay. So I click on view. Let me remove the one. So if I click on view, from view, we have grid lines here. If I uncheck the grid line, you will no longer see the grid lines here. But we still have cells, right? This cell B6, G5, G8, and even C9, right? We still have these cells. If I want to bring back the grid line, what do? I click on grid lines to check it, and we have it there. All right, what's the next thing we'll be looking at? Those are some basic formattings we can do. We also have number format. We also have number format. We formatted colors, the borders, the fonts, and the number format. Okay, let's go to number format and see what we can do there. By default, when you type text. Text are always aligned to the left in a cell, right? Text are aligned to the left, while numbers are aligned to the right. Numbers, date, time are aligned to the right, while text are aligned to the left. Okay, except if you align it by yourself, going through the home tab, alignment, and you center align it or align it to the left, right? So there's one thing I didn't show you here. This is called increase indent. We have increase and decrease indent here. We can increase indent this way. It will shift your work to the right or your text to the right, or decrease it, it will take it to the left back. One more thing we have here. Let's say I have these students, English, maths, and all of that. So I don't know what this is. I want to give it a heading, right? I want to give it a heading. And for me to do that, I need to create a blank or an empty row on top of this heading or headers, right? So I right click on row 1 and insert a row. So here I want to say students exam score or exam score, right? Or exam record. Anyone, I type exams record here. Exams record. Exams record. So what if you check, this exam record is concentrating one side. And I don't want this to happen. I want it to be spread across the entire table. It means it will span from A to E, A1 to E1, right? And I want it to be at the center. So there's one thing we can do. I will go to this place, alignment. This place we have here is called merge and center. So I want to merge this together so everything will be one cell. So I'll merge across. I merge across. It is still not aligned to the center except if I use center alignment here. That's one thing we can do. And I can also click on, let me merge and center it. If I click on merge and center, everything will merge and center at the same time, right? And if I undo, I click here. If I don't want to merge it at all, I can expand this alignment panel by launching this. This is called the launcher. I click on the launcher, then I navigate to where we have vertical alignment. No, horizontal alignment. I click on the horizontal alignment and I will choose center across what? Selection. Center across selection, and I hit OK. This has been centered across selection, but I have not merged these cells together. Is that understood? The cells are not being merged, but I've centered it across selection. But there's a backdrop with this. If I decide to enter data here, this one will return back to A1. So let me enter something here, and you see it will return back to A1 because this B or C or whatever is trying to claim its position. So I undo, and we have this exam record. Is that understood? Okay, so let's go to number formatting, right? How do we format numbers? We can format numbers with percentage, with comma. So for instance, let me type something like 1,000 naira. Okay, I want to have 1,000, a list of 1,000, right? Or 1,000. And I enter 2,000 here. I enter 2,000 here. I also have a list of other things here. So let me also have 2,000 here. I want to also have, okay, let me maintain the same thing. 1,000. I have 2,000. Okay, if I highlight this, you know what it will give us, Prof. If I drag this down, I've used the fill handle already. I'm telling Excel, okay, the difference between 2,000 and 1,000 is 1,000. So if I drag down, Excel will maintain that pattern for me using the word fill handle. This is the fill handle here. And I'll be talking about it shortly. Okay. So we have this. Let me format this with NGN. NGN stands for what? Nigerian Naira, NGN. So if I increase this, you see there's a problem here, and I also increase this column. There's no problem though, but this is not right. Okay, this is like me trying to type NGN manually, and if I click here, you see that this is NGN 1000, right? So let's do some basic formattings here on this. I can change this to percentage, add percentage to it. So this means this is what it has added 100 to it, 1000. This is like 100,000%, which is not what we are looking at. So I can increase or add decimal. This is 1 decimal place, 2 decimal place, 3 decimal place. I can reduce the decimal this way, right? I can also undo until we get back to where we started. All right. So I can also use comma separator here. 1000 separator, I mean. This 1000 separator. Do not forget. Do not forget. I aligned this one to the left that time on my own. So by right, it was going to be aligned to the right. But even at that, if I use 1000 separator, it will automatically know that, okay, this one is number, so it will be aligned to the right. I say numbers are aligned to the right, white text are aligned to the left. All right, so that's 1000 separator there. I can decrease the decimal or increase the decimal this way. Increase it, decrease it. Here we have currency or accounting. I can choose currency here. This is for United States dollar. We have euro here. We also have pound. We also have pound. I cannot see naira here. I cannot see naira here. I can check more. Then if I come to accounting or currency, I go to currency. I see naira symbol here. So let me use this naira symbol. I click on it and I enter OK. So it has been formatted with what? Naira sign. All right. So if you check here, if I click here, check your formula bar. Remember the other day I told those. Anytime you click on a particular cell, it will display the content of the cell and whatever you use to achieve that value on the formula bar. The formula we type, the value we enter, everything will be displayed on the formula bar. So I can return this to the right, or I leave it there. Let me leave it to the right this way. So when I click on any of these cells, if you check here, you not see the naira symbol there, right? You not see the naira symbol. You only see the value, which is 3000. Same with 1000 and co. All right. So I want everything to be similar to this, okay? Or this very 1000 to be exactly the same with this. So instead of me using the naira symbol, I want to use the abbreviation for Nigerian naira, which is this NGN 1000. Okay, for me to do that, I will launch this number panel or the number report book. I launch it. I come to currency, then I'll type NGN here. Quickly type NGN, and I have the NGN below here. I click OK. You see it being formatted exactly like the other one. So I can manually enter comma here so that everything will be exactly the same. And when I'm done, I'll tell us something. Okay. Let me also reduce. Let me also reduce the decimal place. So I have this, right? Okay. So if you check here, this and this are exactly the same. These two things. I have 1000, I have 1000 here. This one, since it's a number, it is aligned to the right. If you check this one, it's supposed to be aligned to the right, but it's being aligned to the left, right? It means there is something wrong. It means there is something wrong with this. Okay. If I click on this, it is showing me only 1000 on the formula bar. But when I click on this, it will show NGN 1000. What does that mean to you? It means this was formatted with naira. Why this one was just manually imputed. Okay, can I perform calculation with this? Probably not. Let's see how it works. Let's see how it works. Okay, so this 2000, let me try to format this with currency, or I'll just copy the format of this and apply it there using what? Format painter. I click on format painter and apply it here. This one is different from this, right? From the alignment, something to tell you that this one is a number, while this one is a text. All right. So let me try to perform calculation using this and this and this, right? And let's see if it will work for us. In our next class, we'll be talking about error, and we'll have value error, we'll have division error, we have other errors, right? So let's see if it will work. Okay. So for me to perform calculation, I hit equal to what? I want to say this, which is G3 plus I3, and I enter. It is showing me value error. It is showing me value error. But if I perform the same calculation here, it will not tell me value error. So let's go G4 plus I4. And I have it there. This is 2000 plus 2000. The result is 4000 error, right? If I click on it again, you'll see the formula I used to arrive at this result. I did not just type 4000. I sum G4 plus I4 to get 4000. So here it's showing me value error. Why do you think it's showing me value error? That's because there's a problem here. If you check, we have a warning here. And if I expand it, let's see the information, value error. Error in what? Value. So let's check it and see. Error checking option. Let me check it. Okay. Change option related to this. It is talking about enable iterative calculation, automatic formula. Okay, that's what I'm looking at. I'm going to see the interpretation of this error. It will tell you the value. The number is being saved as text. That's what it means. Number is being saved as text. So this is supposed to be 1000 error. So when you type something like this manually, if you perform calculation or analysis, you'll not get the right result. For us to fix this error, what do? We have to remove this ngn that we type manually. Then go and format it. You see, we now have 2000, right? So we format this again. Go to number, expand this, go to currency. From currency, we type ngn. Quickly type ngn, and we have it there. Okay, it will fix that for us. You see. So we now have a better calculation. What else can we do under the number formatting here, or number format here? We can also use dollar, we use euro. Of course, you should know the abbreviation for US dollar is USD, right? So we have date, we have time, we have percentage, and we have others here that we can do. So let me quickly do one thing here under number format. I will type my phone number. If you can take it 080 like this. Let's assume this is my phone number, right? You see this hash. This is like another error. This hash error is telling you that the space is not enough to contain the number or the value I have entered. What do? I double click here to expand it, right? So if you check here, I formatted everything here as ngn. So let me clear all formatting. Where do I go to clear all formatting? You see this place under editing. I go to clear and I clear formats. All right. So, but what I typed before, I typed 080. Why is it not showing this 0 here? This is the problem we used to encounter when trying to analyze things, or when you want to collect people's phone numbers and maybe their account numbers. Like one of my account numbers starts with 00 something. Imagine that I want to send this to somebody using spreadsheet. It will not record the zeros, right? It will not record the zeros. So let me clear format here. It will not record the zeros. So it means my account number is incomplete. You cannot just assume that we have 2 zeros before my account number or 1 zero, or if a value is missing or something else, right? To fix this, what do we do? To fix this, for the phone number, let's assume I have several phone numbers and the zeros are not showing. There's one thing I can do quickly. I would introduce a special character like this, right? A character here. This is called quotation, single quote, right? Single quote. So I can enter my zero, but this will now be aligned to the left, meaning a number is being stored as text, right? And this will not be suitable for calculation or analysis. So I remove this. The zero will disappear. I go to the number panel or ribbon group. I click on number. Under number here, go to custom. In this place where we have the 00, enter 000 until a 0 appear here before the 8. You see, we have solved this already. All right, so we have our 0 here, but when you click here, you'll not see the 0 because the 0 was formatted. Same thing with this, my account number. I expand it, go to custom. So where we have this first 0, click on the first 0, enter 000 until you achieve the double zeros that you need here. Keep entering. Okay, is this place? Enter 0000000. We need 2 zeros before the 4, and we have achieved that already. Okay, so the next thing we'll be looking at is AutoFill, Flash Fill. AutoFill or Flash Fill, anyone. Then we'll also look at sorting and filtering. Then we'll look at basic arithmetic operators. All right, so let's quickly look at AutoFill. AutoFill. How do we achieve that? Flash fill, AutoFill. Okay, so I have this now. I perform some calculations using this formula here, which is G3 plus G1. So this is my G3 and this is my, I1. G3, I3, sorry. I go back. This is G3 and this is I3. Okay. So I perform the calculation for using this and this as my precedence. And this is my dependent. The other day I told those that this thick green line here is called a cell selector. And the cell selector indicates the position of active cell at every point. Okay. So at the bottom right of the cell selector, let me zoom in. Bottom right of the cell selector, we have small dots here, right? It's a small rectangle or square. It's a small square here. So this is what we call flash fill or AutoFill. It is called the fill handle. What's the function of it? It is used to copy formulas. It is used to copy formulas or values or references, right? We'll be looking at reference someday. We'll be looking at references very soon. So we'll have relative reference, we have absolute reference, we have structural reference, and we also have mixed reference. Okay, but for today, let's just use the flash fill or the fill handle to see what we can do. Like I said earlier, it is used to copy format, it is used to copy reference, it is used to also copy values. So when I click on this and drag down, it will reference the cells that follow, right? What does that mean? If I click here, don't forget that when I click here, it was G3, I3 that I used to achieve this, which this is my dependent, and these two are my precedents, right? So if I click on this very cell, the J8, you also see that this is what G8 plus I8. So it is referencing these cells here, right? This one and this one, using this very word, cell. These two cells that I used to achieve this. So if I drag down, it will also reference this one and this one, reference this one and this one to get the same result or to get different results using the same word, formula here, right? The formula I've entered, it uses it to get the same result. That is what is called referencing. Okay, so as I said it's also used to copy values. So if I type something like gen up here, and I use this flash fill to drag down, it will copy the same gen up, and replicate it all through, right? So I used to tell people that Excel is so vast. It's not that vast. It's accurate, reliable, and very fast. So let's say I want to write from 1 to 1,000. How many minutes do you think I will use to write from 1 to 1,000? I just need to write 1. If I want to write 1 into 1,000, what do? I use the fill and do drag down. I have 111. Okay. But let me choose something here. If I type something like mon, this is the short form for Monday. If I drag down, I will not have mon. Excel automatically know that after Monday, there is no day between Monday and Tuesday. After Monday, the next thing is what? Is Tuesday, right? So I'll drag down from Monday to Sunday. Same thing with January. If I use the flash fill or the auto fill, I'll get the same thing from January to July. If I continue, I'll get to December, right? Okay. If I write Monday, I'll get the same thing from Monday to Tuesday. If I write from January to December, what if I want to also write something like 1? What do you think I will get next? Will I get 2 or 3? Of course, I will not get 2. Why? Because after 1, the next number is what? Someone will be tempted to say, or I know I will get an answer like this, that after 1, the next number is 2. That's not true. After 1, we have list of numbers or values, right? Between 1 and 2, right? We can have 1, 1.5, 1.3, 1.1111 or something like this, right? This is not up to 2. Okay. So after 1, the next number is not 2, the next number is something. So if I want Excel to write 2 as the next number, I need to give it a pattern. Or let me see, if I want it to count from 1 to infinity for me, I need to give Excel a pattern. Okay, so I'll give it a pattern like this. What does it mean to you? What's the difference between 1 and 2? Of course, the difference between 1 and 2 is 2 minus 1 and is 1, right? So Excel will know that, okay, this is incrementing. After 1 is 2. After 2 is what? 3. It will increment it for me, right? But if I drag up this way, it will do what? Minus. You know that the difference between 1 and 2 is still 1, right? But this is decreasing from 2 to 1. 1, definitely, I will get what? Who can tell me? It will be 1 minus 1, right? So if I drag up, what will I get? 2 minus 1 will give me what? 1, isn't it? I'll get 1 here, or 0. 2 minus 1, 1, which is this one. Then 1 minus 1, I'll get 0, okay? Then if I drag down, it will be 1 plus 1 to give me 2, right? So the difference between 1 and 2 is definitely 1. So it will do 1 plus 2, 1 plus 1 to give me 2, 1 plus 2 again. It will use that difference to add it to the next number, right? To get the next number, it will add it to the current number. 1 plus 2, it will give me 3. 3 plus 1, 4 plus 3 plus 1 will give me 4. 4 plus 1 will give me 5. That's how it will be incrementing it. But if I stand here, let's say I have 2 here and I have 1 here. Sorry. Okay. Let me say 2 here. And I want to drag it up. Excel will know that, okay, the difference between this and this is definitely no. The difference between this and this is still 1. So it will be 2 minus 1 to give me this 1. Then 1 minus 1 will give me 0. 0 minus 1 to be what? Minus 0. Yeah. Right? 0 minus 1 minus 0. So this is how it will be. That's minus 0, minus 1. This is 1 minus 2 minus 1, 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. Minus 1 minus 1 is equal to minus 2. Minus 1 minus 2 equal to minus 3. So that's how it will continue. So we can actually use it to get number line. We can also use it this way. I have 1 here, I have 2 here, and I drag to the right, I'll have 3. But if I drag this way, I'll have minus 1 this way, right? So this is what we can have here. That's what it made possible with Flash Fill or Fill handle. Okay, so with this I can write to 1000 and co. But if I give Excel a different pattern, say 2 and 5, what do you think will be the next number? Who can tell me? Type it on the chat box. So 2 and 5. What's the difference between 2 and 5? 3. So it will be 2 plus 3 to give me 5, right? 5 plus 3, 8. So the next number will be 8, 11. So that's how it will continue, right? The formula, there's no formula. This is autofill. It's autofill. Well, if you try doing this, see again, see what you do. Give it a pattern, write 2 and write 5 on your system. You don't do it this way. You don't drag it this way. You have to shake up, look up. You highlight the two of them together. Are you seeing? You highlight the two of them together, both of them together. Then use the autofill to drag down. I believe you solve it, right? Are we following? If you are confused, you call my attention. Did you get it? You didn't do the right thing, I believe. Right? You highlight two of them together. Highlight the 2 and 5. See what I'm doing. Highlight the two of them together. Then use the fill handle to drag down. Click on the fill handle. No, that's not how to do it. Leave it. Leave it there. Use the fill handle. Drag down.
Okay.
So that's how to achieve it. All right. We'll continue. What's the next thing we're looking at? Okay, what if I write date and time? So let me write date and time. If I have a date like 01, okay. If I have 01, this is January 2025. 2025. If I drag down, what do you think will be the result? I drag down, I'll definitely have 02 January, right? So this for the day, this for the month, January. So if I want to know the date, what that is, I can use something like text. I'm gonna call text, sorry. Text. I open, the value is this, comma, what's the format? I put it in double quote. I need for month, close this, enter. This is January. So this month is January. For year, I do the same thing. I think for year. If it's for day, I will use DDD, short form. So this is Wednesday, right? And so on. So first of this year was Wednesday, right? 1st of January 2025 was Wednesday. Second was Thursday. Okay, let's continue. For time, what if I have 1 p.m.? So look, pay attention to this. This is 1 p.m., right? And we still have another 1 here, 1 p.m. This is how most of you write your time. You write 1 p.m. together. So, okay, let me even use a.m. A.m. would be, is something that if you don't separate it, people would think you are writing 1 am. 1 a.m. You think if I don't write it this way, you think this 1 am, right? So this 1 a.m. This is how most of you used to write your time, 1 a.m. Time is not written this way. This is not time. This number stored as text, right? So this is how to write time. When you write time, you separate it. And what is that a.m.? That's anti-meridian. So same thing here. If I drag down, I'll have 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, up to 4 p.m. And this same thing here, if I drag down, I'll have the same thing here, right? And if I keep dragging down this, I'll keep having until I get to something p.m. 1 p.m. Okay, this is 1 p.m. already. So Excel understand this. There's a pattern that, okay, after 1 o'clock is 2 o'clock. But if I want to give it a different pattern, what do? I'll write 1:30, 1:00, 1:30 a.m., 1:30 a.m. And when I highlight two of them together, I've given the pattern already dragged down. I'll have 1 p.m., 1:30 p.m., 2 p.m., 2:30 p.m., 3 p.m., 3:30 p.m. Okay, a.m. rather. This a.m. Okay, let's move to the next thing we have for today. Second to the last thing we have, if I'm not mistaken. We have sorting and filtering, basic arithmetic operations. So for sorting and filtering, I'll be using this data here for sorting. How do we sort data? Okay. How do we sort our data? Before we even start, what is sorting and what is filtering? If I want to sort people by their ages, I can say people that are age 1 should come first, and people that are age 2 should go. Okay, let me say people that are younger should come first, people that are older should go behind. That's sorting. That's sorting. I'm sorting them based on their ages, right? I can also sort and say, okay, the females should come first, the males go behind, right? I can also sort based on height. I say, okay, the tallest person should come first, the tallest people should come first, while the short people should go behind, or the short should come first and the older should go back or should stay behind. All right. I can also say the short people come to the front and the tall people go behind. All right, so that's basically sorting. What is filtering? If I want to filter, I can also filter and say, okay, I want people that are 20 years and above, right? So if you're not up to 20 years and above, that's filtering. Don't come. I've filtered out people that are less than 20 years, right? I can also say, okay, from the 20 years and above, I only need females of 20 years and above. I feed them, I filter them, I filter the rest, female or male that are 20 years and above. I filter them out too, using that criteria. I can also say, okay, I need people from Nigeria, only female from Nigeria that are 20 years and above. So the rest of the people, if you are not a Nigerian, even if you are 20 years and above, you are not supposed to be there. If you are not from Nigeria, even if you are from Nigeria, even if you are a female, provided you are not 20 years and above, you cannot come. If you are a Nigerian, and you are 20 years and above, but you are not a female, you cannot come. So that filtered people out. So that's filtering. So let's start um, with sorting. What do? I would go to what data. I'll go to data, and this is sorting. This A to Z means sort ascending from the smallest to the highest. So the Z to A means sort descending from the highest to the smallest. So now I want to sort by amount, this cells. What do? I highlight this, okay? I highlight this and return back here. Then I want to sort it. Let me sort this. I'll say sort it ascending. I'll sort ascending. I want to expand selection so that the adjacent cells will also be what sorted alongside. Expand selection. So we have this is the list sale here. The list sale is $103, $109 till we get to the highest sale. The highest sale will be down here, $2,986, right? So I go back. Same thing. If I want to sort descending, if I want to sort descending, what do? I go back to sort descending. Of course, you see this sorting descending, sorting ascending, sorting descending, right? Descending will start from the highest to the smallest. That's sorting by cell. I can also sort by date, right? I sort by date. This date will come first, sorting ascending. That's the latest date will come first, while the earlier date will go back because that has the highest value. So this is the earliest date, which is 1st of January. If you go down, you see the later dates here, 25th of May, right? Okay. So the earliest will come first. That's sorting what? Ascending. If I saw descending, I'll have the newest date here coming first, right? While the older date go down. Is that understood? That's all about what? sorting. So let's look at filtering and let's see how it works, right? For me to do filtering, I need to insert a filter here, which is this funnel. I insert this funnel filter and I have the filter here. So what do? I want to filter to get only products that were sold in the month of January. So to do that, I'll click on this filter and you see here we have from January, we have 2023 whole, we have January to May. I would unselect all. Yeah, so I'll come back and select only January and I say okay. So now you'll not see anything, any date outside January. So all these products were sold in January, right? So inside January, I can still filter further and say, okay, I want to see only Minimart and Genopmart product. I click again, I will select all, then filter by Minimart and Genopmart, right? Okay, so you can only see Genopmart and Minimart here. That's what? That's filtering, right? I filtered all other product out, remaining just what? Minimart and Genopmart product that were sold in January. So if we have Genopmart and Minimart that were sold in other months, they will not be here because they don't meet the criteria. All right. So I can clear all filters here. I can return it back. I clear the filter here. Okay. So that is that. That is what filtering. Okay. We can also filter by advanced filtering. What's advanced filtering? With advanced filtering, we can extract data to another site. Okay. And we can have multiple criteria that we can use. Now, this is what I've spelled out here. The criteria is I need customers that are just Mega Mart and Mini Mart. Those are my customers. The customers I need are just Mega Mart and Mini Mart customers. And inside the Mega Mart and Mini Mart customers, I want to only see product cookies. Mega Mart and the product I want to see under Mega Mart are just cookies. While the Mini Mart, I want to see only milk under Mini Mart. Not just there. If you are Mega Mart, it must be cookies. If it's Mini Mart, it must be milk. And I want to see this total sale less than 1,000 for Minimart and the milk. So I need to see the milk sold, right, or purchased from, yeah, milk sold to Minimart, which is my customer, with less than 1,000. I want to also see cookies sold to Megamart greater than 2,000 total sale. So for me to achieve that, I need to spell this criteria here. But I can also achieve that here. So let's go Minimart, Megamart. Let me filter again. Add a filter here. Minimart. I filter by, sorry, I need Minimart and Megamart. I'll select all. So Megamart, Minimart. Okay. What's the next criteria? I want to see for Megamart, I want to see milk only. And for Minimart, I want to see, okay, I want to see cookies for Megamart, cookies for Megamart, and milk for Minimart only. Then for Megamart, I want to see product whose total sale is higher than 2,000. That for Megamart. So I go to sale, I will select all. But for this now, this might not be possible because I need to add a greater than sign. You understand? So for me to achieve that, I can just type the criteria somewhere and enter it, which will make sense. So that's where advanced filtering comes in. So look at advanced filtering now. All right. So advanced filtering, I've spelled out the criteria here. What do? I go to advanced filter. You see, because I was inside the table, it will automatically select the table array for me, which is what? The list range. The list range is A3 to D116. That's where our table ends. Our table array is A3 to D116. Okay, what's the criteria range? The criteria range is this very range here. But for me to do that, I click on this arrow for me to set my criteria or for me to pick my criteria. I click on this arrow, then come to where I have the criteria here. I highlight everything here. I highlight everything here. I need for customer Megamart and Minimart. Then under Megamart, I need cookies greater than 2,000 total sale. Minimart, I need milk less than 1,000 total sale. I've selected this array here for the criteria. I click back the arrow. Then here, what do? I want to copy this to a different location. I click this. So copy to a different location. I click the arrow again for me to pick the location. This is where I want it to be placed, right? And I click the arrow. I say, okay, if I want the unique record, I will click on unique. But for now, let me have the record, whether unique or not unique. I click OK. So you see it has been extracted to this site. You can see. So what the product you see here, you only see Minimart product, Megamart. It will come with the date and everything, right? The date here is not enough. Okay, the space for the date is not enough. I can also expand this. So you can see for Megamart, we have only cookies that are greater than 2,000, cookies greater than 2,000, cookies greater than 2,000. Then for Minimart, we have milk, and the milk for Minimart is less than 1,000, right? This is 143. Is that understood? Then we still have Megamart here, greater than 2,000. Okay, I believe we are getting it. If you have any question, you ask me or you watch the record later to better understand it. But if you have any question, you can pause me and ask now, or you can drop your question on the chat box and I'll attend to it. The last thing we'll be looking at is mathematical operators or arithmetic operators. The arithmetic operations we have, basically, we have the plus, we have minus, we have minus, we have times, we have division. These are basic arithmetic operators, right? Division. Okay, we have division. We have other operators, again, like percentage operator, percentage, still for arithmetic, percentage operator. We also have exponent, right? We have exponent. So their signs, we know what their signs are. For plus, we have plus. For minus, we have minus. For times, we have time. For division, we have this for division. For percentage, we have the percentage sign. And for exponent, we have the exponent, which is this. We use this for exponent, right? So let's say I have something like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I want to perform some calculation using this, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So maybe I have something like 5 here. Let me have just 5 here or somewhere else. I'll move it. Sorry, I'll move it up here or here. Okay, so I have this 5 here. Or let me just keep it here. Yes. So this is 1 plus 5. It will give me, and let me move this here too. Okay, so let me start from here. 1, 2, all of that. Oh, just leave it anyhow I want it. And let me just leave 1, 3, and 6. Okay, 2 and 6. Here. Now to perform calculation with this 4 plus we have what? Equal to 2. We use the cell reference, right? Plus what? Plus 6 to get the answer. All right. So when we get to minus, we do equal to this, right? That's what I15 minus J15. I15 minus J15. Okay, no, I11 minus I12 minus J12. I12 minus J12. R minus 4 are for multiplication. We have equal to I12 times J12. I enter. This is what 2 times 6. That's what it means. For percentage, what is 2% of 6? Equal to 2%, right, of 6. I'll do times, where's my multiplication? Times this, and I have 0.12. Then that's for percentage. Okay, no, we're supposed to do the division first. For division, the same thing, equal to I12 divided by J12, and I have 0.03. For exponent, I say 2 raised to power 6. That's what I mean. Equal to what? I12 exponent J12, 2 raised to power. So we have 64. So that's it for these operations, right? Now, let's look at something, other operators. These are arithmetic operators, right? Arithmetic. Arithmetic operators. So we also have comparison operators. Comparison. I think we have the text operator. Comparison operators. So let's use this to get for comparison operators. The comparison operators we have equal to, we have greater than, we have greater than or equal to, greater than or equal to, we have less than operator, less than, we still have less than or equal to, I mean, how do we write it? Equal to or less than. So this is it. Then we have not equal to. This is called not equal to, right? So this is not equal to. So we have this. Okay, so we want to ask, is this and this, are they the same? If it is the same, it will return what? We are comparing. I'm saying Genesis and love, are they the same? If yes, it will return yes. So I'll say is this is what? Equal to this. I'm performing calculation, it will return false because 2 and 6 are not equal, right? So let's use greater than. I'll say 2 is greater than 6. What do you think will be the result? Is 2 greater than 6? The answer will be false. 2 is not greater than 6. Equal to is I12 greater than or equal to J12 is still false. So to perform another one, equal to I12 is less than J12, which is true. 2 is less than 6, equal to I12 equal to or less than J12 is still true. J12 true. Okay. Sorry. That's not it. Is greater than, less than, or equal to. Correct. Less than or equal to. Equal to is always at the end. All right, so this I'm saying they are not equal. What do you think will be the answer? The answer will be false, right? I'm saying 2 is not equal to 6. Not equal to I12 is not equal to J12, which is true. You get. So not equal to is the opposite of equal to, right? So if this J12 is equal to this, give us false, then not equal to will definitely give us true. So that's all about comparison operators. What else do we have here? I think that's all we have for today. That's all we have for today. So you have assignment here. Create a formatted grade sheet with total scores. But before that, let me quickly look at the text operator. What is text operator? Text operator is the concatenation operator, which is the AND operator. The AND operator is this. we use this. This is the AND operator. So I'll say 6 and 2 and 6. What will it give us? AND operator. I say equal to I12 and J12. It will give me what? 2, 6. So this is not 26. This is 2, 6 side by side. It is different from addition. So 2 plus 6 gave us what? 8. But this is 2 and 6. It will give me 2 lines side by side with the 6. So if you click on it, it will show you the function or the formula I used to achieve this 2, 6 that you're seeing as 26. All right,